We're going to be doing an oil change on a 2015 Toyota Prius. First thing is we're going to remove the oil cap, just like so. You just turn it so it comes off. What I like to do, I also like to just kind of like take off the dipstick like so, just so the flow of the oil when you take off the drain plug goes quicker. Okay, so now that we raised the vehicle up, we're going to be looking at this spot right here. We're going to be removing these push clips. So I'm using these pliers here that help me remove these clips. If you don't have these pliers, you can just use like a flat screwdriver and just basically get underneath here. And you just have to kind of like wiggle it out until it comes out. Sometimes even these pliers don't help out, so sometimes I do get like a flat screwdriver and just get underneath there and kind of pull it like so until it comes out just like that. And we're going to be looking at this 14 millimeter bolt right here, and this is where the filter sits right here. So you can get either like a string to tie it down over here, or you can use a clamp, whichever. We're going to crack loose this 14 millimeter bolt. We're going to let that drain. As soon as that's drained, again, we're going to go ahead and remove that oil filter. Okay, so just keep in mind when you do remove that drain plug, just make sure that the washer does come in place. Sometimes it gets stuck on the pan itself like it did right here. You don't want to put two washers on there because it will cause a leak. So just make sure you pay attention to that the washer does come off. So I just got a flat screwdriver and kind of took it away. Sometimes you kind of have to hit it a little hard just to come off because sometimes they do really stick on there. While that's draining, you do have to have like a socket, a special socket on there for the filter. It doesn't have to be necessarily this, but at least that goes around that. Made out of plastic, you do want to break it. You don't want to use the traditional oil filter wrenches because you will crack it when you do put pressure on there. All right, you're just gonna pull it slowly. That way you don't get oil everywhere. We're gonna let that drain. Okay, we're gonna start with the oil filter. We're just gonna clean that up. So there is a seal right here that we have to replace. So either get like a pocket screwdriver with a hook. Just remember the placement where it was sitting. It has happened where you put it in the incorrect spot. Let's say if you put it on the threads and you close it, it will leak. So just make sure that you do put it on the correct spot. So I just double check, make sure that it is in the correct spot all the way around. Okay. So now we're just going to be installing that new oil filter, just like that. We're going to clean the top where the housing is. We're going to reinstall it. Go in by hand. As much as you can. And we are gonna be torquing it down to 18 foot-pounds. So 18 foot-pounds, just like so. Now we're gonna go ahead and install the drain plug, and just note, do replace the washer on there. So we're gonna start it off by hand. And what we're looking for is, we're gonna torque it down to 27 foot-pounds. Just like that. Now we're just gonna clean that up. Okay, so now we're gonna be reinstalling the cover. Just make sure when you put on the clips, make sure that they're popped out like that. So when you're in like that, the clip won't be able to go in because it's basically spread all the way. So if you do get like a clip that's like that and you're trying to make it back, just put like a flat screwdriver and just kind of twist it until it pops out again. So now to reinstall, just push in like so. All right, now we're gonna lower the car and we're gonna top off the engine with fluid. All right, so now that we have the engine lowered, we're gonna top it off with engine oil. We're gonna put about 4.5 quarts. So after putting the 4.5 quarts, we're gonna remove this. We're gonna remove the funnel. We're gonna install the cap on, and we're gonna go ahead inside the vehicle. And we're gonna start it. We're gonna give it about 5 seconds just to build enough oil pressure on there. And then we're gonna check the dipstick. And when you are checking the dipstick, make sure that you're at the flat surface. And since this car is a hybrid, when you first start the car, there's not going to be any, the engine itself won't start, so you're going to have to go in there and step on the accelerator pedal 3 to 5 times until the engine actually starts. And so after that, just turn it off and then come back out. Again, make sure you're at a flat surface when you're checking. You're going to pull the dipstick. You're going to clean it the first time. You're going to reinsert the dipstick. And we're just going to make sure that we're at the correct level. We're looking in between these 2 dots. Just make sure that you're right there. Since this fluid is pretty clean, you can't really tell, but it is perfectly at that spot. And that's how you do an oil service on a 2015 Toyota Prius.